Hello, friends. Thank you once again for joining me for our day 5 of the Grace campaign. We are gaining momentum. If this is your first time of watching this, I am on a Grace campaign, which is based on my new book, Mama Grace. Mama Grace is my third book and it's my latest book that just been released. And it's talking about understanding and living out the grace of God. I know that I have been privileged to enjoy the grace of God in my life, and that is why people call me Mama Grace. I told the story of how I earned the title Mama Grace in the introduction. So if you missed that video, you can go back to the video series that we've been doing every day for the last 5 days. We've been doing a daily video talking about the grace of God, and that is why I call it the Grace campaign. You can see these videos on our Facebook page, My Pain Your Game Ministries, or on our YouTube channel. You can go back there and watch the previous videos if you have missed it. So Mama Grace, understanding and living out the grace of God. By the way, this book is on Amazon, amazon.com, amazon.co.uk, or any Amazon website that's operational in your country. You can grab a copy of this book there, and it's available in both paperback and in Kindle version. So if you know that you don't have time to sit down and read, just download the Kindle version. And I know that some Kindle devices also have the capability of reading it out to you. And then if you live in Africa, you can also get it on Okada Books. You can get the digital copy of it on Okada Books. So today on day 5 of this Grace campaign, I'm going to be talking about the dimensions of grace. The dimensions of grace. And one of the ways that I have come to understand the grace of God is because of my experience with my daughter, Grace. I'll just read a brief excerpt from the book here. I say, as I watched my daughter, Grace, grow, I began to notice many aspects of her character. Even though she did not speak, she was strong-willed. No one could force her to do something she did not want to do. And if she wanted something, she had her way of going all out for it. She appeared gentle and frail to many, but this was not the case for those who knew her well. She was very strong and could be aggressive when it came to getting something she wanted or rejecting something she did not want, especially if that thing was being forced on her. I remember one particular day, I took her for a doctor's appointment. This doctor wasn't very familiar with Grace, and as he came to examine her gently, Grace resisted firmly, sharply moved away and pushed him aside. In his amazement, he exclaimed, "She's so strong." Grace did not walk and use the wheelchair for mobility, but she had her way of getting around a room and playing. I had left Grace on a couch in our living room and stepped into another room. And before my return, Grace came down from the sofa, scattered a few things on the floor, created some mess, and quietly went back to the sofa to sit down and watch television. The first time this happened, I could almost swear that she was not capable of doing this until one day I caught her in the very act. So this is just a brief example from the book. I'm going to stop here. And the reason for me reading this is to help you to understand that we all have different aspects to our life. My daughter Grace had different aspects to her life. If you were not close to her, you will not understand or experience the various aspects of her life. And the same thing applies to the grace of God. There are dimensions to the grace of God. Many of us only understand grace in one dimension. Like I was speaking a few days ago, giving the different explanations of grace. Many people know grace as just unlimited favor. But there are so many dimensions, there are so many explanations that I gave, which I did some in some of the videos I did, and then you can get more in the book. But there are also dimensions to the grace of God. And from tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing a few dimensions of the grace of God with you. So I want you to key in with me. Don't miss any day of this video. And like I said, there's so much nuggets in this book. I'm already beginning to get feedback. People are telling me how much they are learning from reading this book. It's not a very big book, but it's a book that is loaded and it's very practical. So I want to encourage you, grab your copy of it today, either a paper version of it or a digital form. So you don't have any excuse not to have this book, because you can download download the Kindle app to your phone, and then you can have the digital version. You can also download the Okada app to your phone, and you can also download a digital version. So don't rob yourself of grace. Embrace the grace of God by embracing this book, because I know that the grace of God, this book carries the grace of God. This book is anointed, the hand of God is upon it. So I'm talking about Mama Grace, understanding and living out the grace of God. So I'm just going to stop here for today, and I will be with you again tomorrow for another session of the Grace Campaign. So continue to enjoy the grace of God as I see you tomorrow. God bless you.